Hello, this is Priscilla Batzell. I'm in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Fluid Art Studio. This is an 18 by 24 inch pre-primed canvas. It's got mead and black paint on it, mead and black acrylic. There's my Q-tips just in case I need to wipe something up. And I just recently made a painting that was 10 by 20 with Indian Spice, which is a Prizm pour from Colourarte. And I like the results so much I want to do something like I do. Sometimes I do fast priming canvases and stop before they're completely primed and make little videos out of them. So I'm hoping that the spatula will spread the Indian Spice in ways that I'd like. And I'm not really doing it the same way I usually do. And I have something in my tip which I really hope comes out. Alright, whatever it is, it's a start. So let me grab an OXO omelet turning flip and fold spatula, omelet turning flip and fold spatula by Good Grips, and see what I can do. I put my paint on a little thicker than usual. That needs to go, whatever it is. It's a filament. Kind of looks like vines. So this is definitely an experiment. Which means there are no rules. And once I make my first mark, I can go back again if I want to. But, that being said, I don't want a lot of loose stuff hanging around. Not sure how that's going to work. I may regret having put the paint on so heavy. But I might get something that kind of feels like I said, vines or floral. Maybe I said it in my head, I don't know. I just don't know exactly where to go. And my next stage is I'm contemplating Chantilly lace, possibly Baltic amber, possibly true silver. And I did also pull out somewhere here a damp piece of, there we go, I got the better one. And something to dry it off. That looks more like a snail than anything else. Ha! Let's fix that. It's not going to look a lot less like a snail with rabbit ears in a second. Maybe I'll just put up with my marks. Some of them, anyway. It's the first time I really planned in advance to be able to wipe things off the canvas. I think interferences would work well with this too. And that's just obviously me wiping my spatula off on the corner of the canvas, which is okay too. There's no guarantee what I have in mind is going to work either. But I have to try. I'm not sure why I have to try, but I just have to. I see a cat hair. I'm sorry, I'm probably out of vision, out of frame. I'm just over here cleaning up with a Q-tip. I need more marks similar to this mark to make it copacetic, I think. Which might be okay. Might be better than okay, who knows. And I just remembered, you know, I could always go back and add another layer tomorrow, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what to do with all that, but I think it has to stay or it's going to cause me a problem. And I think there's going to be more of it. Alright, I want something else here. And I want to get rid of those cat hairs. And I don't mind some of the little problem areas, but I don't want them. If I can get rid of them, I will. Those are kind of the same, so I'm going to leave them. No idea what I'm doing, but I am doing it. And once the Chantilly lace is joined, and also the true silver, could be different. Usually I just pull it all together willy-nilly, but somehow I just can't get myself to do that right now. And I continue. So far, I'm not unhappy that I'm not having a bad time at all. I don't think. I could do this with a toothy tool too, obviously. I want something down here. And I'm almost done. I'm afraid I might go a little too far. I may have already gone too far. I wish that cat hair would stop. It may be part of the painting. My cat gets in here once in a while. Sorry if I'm quiet. I think that's the end of stage 1. Now I just want to keep going. I'm having too much fun, evidently. It's hard to stay loose. Like, not have a preconceived notion of what to expect. Alright, that's it for right now. I'll be back when it's dry. Hello again, this is part 2. This has been sitting in my studio now for a few days, at least. It's dry, and I'm going to take colors that I just used from video 9380, and they'll be listed under Show More. And I'm going to add a little bit more Wintergreen, which is already in there, some Triple Sec, which was not in there, I meant to grab some Fandango, so that was in there too. I'm going to have to look at what I've got and decide if I want something else, and I might want a little more Jasmine. Right there, and right here, right there, and I may want some more Chantilly lace too. I definitely want a little bit more of this sour lemon with orange crush. And they might seem a little fugly, those colors, but I'm hoping that I'm right. I might be completely wrong about this. I might want to wipe them off with a wet paper towel and do something else another day, but for right now we're going to do this, and I'll use my colors in another piece if I don't like what happens in a second. This is the Royal Sapphire. Put those back, and actually the couple things I was missing, one was definitely Tuscan Sun, and I'm happy that it's not plugged. I'm hoping that I can get whatever's in the tip to not be a problem. Yes, I definitely want that. And the last but not least is Bitter Lime, and it's a primary element. Take that upholstery tack and put it someplace. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Now, if I don't like what I get, I'll do something different. But right now, I'm going to attempt to do this. And I've got scoops and shovels. Shovel and scoop. So scoops for smaller ones. Although I had another one as well. It's probably in the bucket, though. I can always use my Princeton Art Catalyst spatula. Oh, here's a perfect size. This probably came from a pen. Let's start small. That way I'll have less to clean up. I love my pan. I'm surprised. I'm going to try to remember every time to wipe off my bottom. Not sure how I feel about that yet, but I'm going to keep going anyway. This could take a long time. I might have to stop talking and speed this up. I want to grab my shovel and try some bigger areas. I want to make sure the bottom is wiped off. Gotta wait till the edge of the paint hits the canvas. And Q-tips are handy when you have a dry canvas. I'm not sure I'm liking that as much as I thought I was without the orange, so I'm going to throw some more orange in there. Orange crush to be exact. I never put the Chantilly lace in, but I just found a little pocket of it. And where do I want to start? Right up there. I'm doing it backwards somehow. I hope I like this. The colors might be a little obnoxious, to say the least. I'm just going to go for it. That one is super heavy, so I'm tempted to blow it around and maybe clean it up a little. Like I said, with a wet Q-tip. Not sure. Not sure I'm going to love it, but I certainly am pretty sure I don't think I'm going to hate it. Alright, so let's keep moving. I'm kind of missing blue. What have I got for blue? Cerulaen blue. And a little bit of blue velvet. I hope I have enough paint in my dish, but if I don't, I guess I'll just be adding some. And I have GAC 800 by Golden in all of my paint mixtures, so that should mean that everything is going to be okay. I haven't really ever done this exact style before, so I'm having to learn. It's a learning curve for me right now. Learn as I go. And maybe color outside the lines, it looks like. Because I'm not sure there's any choice in that, to tell you the truth. I'm going to take some of my colors and a Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula and just pick them up and put them down. because I'd like to cover up some of the sheer spots where the gold didn't cover completely. And I may wind up just doing that everywhere, which means this could take a very long time. So I'll apologize for that now. It's different, that's for sure. That was my intention though, so that's good, I guess. And I'm really glad I've got that GAC 800 in, because some of my paint is getting laid down pretty thick. Wherever you want the largest spot to be, that's where you start, and then you pull it to a smaller place. Come on. Don't make me wrestle your canvas. It's going to be that way no matter what. It's just too big for the work area. Come on. I'm going to move it back so I have a chance. Grab a little something something and use my shovel to protect it. I suppose I could dribble. I want some red, but I'll take what I can get, I guess. It's not actually bothering me that much, but I do want some red, and I have some Cupid's Crush, which I did already add, so I'm going to add some more. I want more orange. I just didn't get enough. But working with leftovers is going to be like that. If you don't add it back in, you're not going to have it to use. So I'm going to add it back in. That's the sour lemon with orange crush. That's the orange crush. I didn't add any saffron the first time, so I'm going to add a little bit now. And since the gold is right here, I'm going to throw a little bit more Mayan gold. And there's the wild orchid, so I'm going to have some of that again as well. Whoops. Okay. I'm not saying this is easy. I'm definitely not saying that. I am going to assume that I'm going to go through and fill in all the vines. Seems like the more obnoxious the colors, the better they work. Except for when I have to turn my canvas. Basically doing this one upside down and backwards. I'm hoping you can see it. I'd really like to be able to pull some of that paint right off. And add it to things. Easily is the word I want to use, and it's not ever going to be that, I don't think. So I'm just going to dip that shovel in and use it like I would use a stick and create some stripes, which seems to work better than anything. Probably a smaller tool might work better, but I'm not sure about that either. Fingers work too. I am going to grab that Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula and continue to try and fix, what's the word? It's not debacle, but it's pretty close. It'll probably look very cool when I'm done. But that's not confidence building right now. I'm hoping against hope that I'm correct. I know my colors were good. I'm using my shovel as a guard as I lift up some things. Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula is working pretty well. I'm not so sure about me. Where's my Q-tip? This is going to take far longer than I anticipated. But I'm not that far from being done, and I don't hate it. And I could do all kinds of things like even, yes, like that. Like using my Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula. I might be getting better at it. I suppose that means there's always hope. I'm just scraping the dish now, hoping that the residuals are attractive enough to be used. Whoops. Well, accidents will happen, and I guess it's not a bad thing. It's not really accidental art, but it kind of is, because I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I don't want mud, and it's really, really tenuous with the orange near the purple. Tends to want to make mud. I'm not trying to fill in anything, but if it works out that way, that's okay with me too. It's not horrible, happily. There may be some dots involved in this, and definitely some little, whatever these are, hash marks. How many spots do I have left to cover? Not many. That's pretty cool, actually. It's just a lot scary. But there's nothing to keep you from just picking up paint from your leftover pan or your fresh pan, I suppose. Because I'm a Colourarte affiliate. These are Prizm pours and Primary Elements. There's a 20% off Colourarte coupon code below the video. Very close to a 10% off Pixel Paint Designs coupon code. And even though I put 3 minutes on the clock, there's only one left. So I'm going to go and come back because I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to work on this. And I am liking it more than I anticipated. So I'll see you in a second. That's actually a really good thing that I stopped because my battery was going to die anyway. Let me put a little more time on my clock just in case this takes longer than I anticipate. There we go. When that timer goes off, there'll be 2 minutes, and I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're just going to keep working until this is done. As long as I can find places I want to put things. And it occurs to me that there's nothing to keep me from going outside the lines for real, like in adding a whole lot of my leftover colors in places, even when there isn't any gold there. And I do see a couple places that look like they got mucky, like that. Whoops, dribbled all the way to the bank. Well, wherever I dribbled, I'm not seeing it, so it must be okay. I know I covered one up. I guess that might have been one of them right there. I gotta remember to put my hand under the paint I'm transporting on the blade of the spatula. Princeton Art Catalyst Special. They're on my Amazon link. My Amazon link is under Show More, along with my paint pouring recipes. If you guys ever need anything like a link to a playlist, I've got 30 playlists. And each of them have 100 videos on them. It occurs to me I can put down just as much paint as I actually want, because the more paint I put down, the more I camouflage the spots that I'm not too thrilled with. I need that to come over here though. Turning this and having sticky fingers from paint is kind of a pain. Picking it up with the Princeton Art Catalyst spatula seems a whole lot easier solution. Than trying to put the paint down with a shovel, so I'm not sure I would recommend the shovel. But I am thinking that a few little of these bouncy shovel marks, bouncy spatula marks is not a bad thing. Where else have I got to go? If I have a nice solid gold line, I don't think I want to do anything to those. As long as my colors are halfway decent, I just as soon use them up. And when I have something messy like I just saw right here, it makes me want to go in there with the colors I've got to use. And add a few more lines, just like that. And I've just about used up all my colors, which is kind of cool. What else have I got? Got a sweater fuzz. I don't know where they come from. I like the little, yeah, I like the little thing I just dropped on my canvas. I actually don't mind it, strangely enough. And do I want to do any dots? I'm not sure. I got that, just that one little mark, one little nubby that makes me feel like I should add something close by to distract the eye. How much more do I want to do? I don't know that I need to do much of anything else. I mean, there's definitely room for improvement. Refinement is a better word. Definitely room for improvement and refinement. And like I said, I'm not seeing much that I think I feel compelled to fix. So I'm going to think about whether I want to add any dots. Because I could, but I don't know that I have the colors that I want to use. I can use the same tray, but I think it's time to get rid of these tools right into the bucket. And gold dots might be the perfect thing. Contemplating that. So let me grab one of these little dishes that remind me of bottle caps. And this is a paintball skewer. One large end, one small end. I'm going to use a small end. I like those. And I like those. Yeah, they're good distraction. This was no perfect project by any stretch, but it was meant to teach me things, and I did learn things. I learned a lot about not doing shovel pours when I could be using the colors left over with a spatula instead. Really did like that. And the only reason I'm using the sharp end of this skewer is basically because it already has enough of a paintball to dull it so it's not going to damage the canvas. I'm going to probably do everywhere that I can see that I think would benefit from dots. It's my thing. Actually, it's a lot of people's thing. Whatever tool you're using, make sure to lift it up or you will probably be pulling things like little tails of paint that you'll then have to wipe off. Which if you have Q-tips, you'll be all set. But if you don't, you'll have trouble. I want to put little spirals in, but I don't think I really know how. I could put dotted spirals in. So just a few more and we'll call it good. There's one. Ha! Maybe more will be coming. I think that is the nice thing about the little tiny end. It sheds its paint very nicely. No big bulbs that'll merge with something else. Oops. See, I was moving too fast. I'm going to have to fix that. Just pick it up and put another dot down in its place. Hope the moisture from my Q-tip doesn't hurt anything. All right, what else? Feel like I'm done. Okay, I'm going to shimmer this at you, and I'm happy that the colors are not any stranger than they are. They didn't get too muddy, and I'm really relieved about that. I'm not disliking any of my shapes. I definitely think I could have gone in and added some other, like, I keep thinking about dipping sticks. But this, where these dots cross over, I could go in tomorrow and add a couple dots on top of that just to add some dimension. I'm probably going to torch to release some bubbles caught in the paint. I like how that looks from up here. It was somewhat challenging and it took a while, but no, I love you guys. Please give me a thumbs up when you share my videos. You help me save my channel, which is having some issues. My email address is easpb and the word gallery spelled out at gmail.com. Should you like to inquire after the purchase of an artwork, you would help save my studio that way too. And if you are interested in the paint pouring recipe, it should be below show more, and when it's not, you can always ask me for it. There will be a list of the colors that were in my pan, and I will add the colors that I added. So this is pretty cool. I'm happier with this than I imagined I was going to be when I started, and I wasn't so sure. So on my link tree is Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter links, Facebook groups, Expressionist Fluid Art Studio Appreciation Group. You can have everything that I create reproduced at Spring Clothing, The Gallery, Society6, Pinterest, Pixels.com, Fine Art America. My community board will show you tomorrow's video. I think I'm going to go back to posting 7 days a week pretty quick here because it didn't help me last month to reduce to 5. Questions are welcome and encouraged. My Amazon link will show you my 2 books, Because I Can and Unlimited Possibilities. The first and the second 100 videos I made for YouTube, and they're still relevant and current. I want to say thank you to everyone for the donations through PayPal. The icon is on the bottom right-hand corner of my YouTube channel banner. Between you and the members, all 10 of them, if there are still 10, that would be great. And there's a members-only library for over 150 videos for members only. But you guys are keeping my channel alive, so thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Anything I can do to help you, just talk to me in comments or send me a message on the community board. I will see you guys anon. Bye for now. Priscilla out.